Hello, researchers. A research involves answering a question. It involves you collecting information in order to have your question answered. So today we are looking at data collection, which is a key activity in every research. So sit back, relax, enjoy whatever you want to take, your drink. In Zambia, today is a Sunday, so it's a day of relaxing and enjoy this video as I walk you through. Thank you. So to take you through in today's session, my name is Malcolm Shambana. That's my number 0977488442. It's a Zambian number, so you can include +26. And if you are trying to get hold of me, that's our country code +2. So it will be +2609774884442. Or you can also get in touch with me. You can subscribe through my YouTube channel so that you can receive notification of any new videos, or even comment on my videos, or even ask any question regarding the videos recorded so far. So enjoy this session. Learning objectives today are to explain what data collection is and also explain types of data collection methods. So data collection is the process of collecting and evaluating information or data from multiple sources to find answers to research problems, answer questions, evaluate outcomes, forecast trends and probabilities. So it's about answering your research question, basically. The reason why you are collecting data, you have a question. So how do you answer it? By starting to gather information relating to your research question. So accurate data collection is important as it makes a business have an informed decision and maintains also research integrity, because you need to have accurate data regarding your research. For your research to be considered as something which is of value, it has to have accurate data. So researchers must identify the data types, the sources of data, and the processes of collecting that data. Those are the key things you need to bear in mind before you even start collecting your data. So before collecting your data, review the research aim. Review the research objectives and review the research question. The data you are supposed to collect has to relate to your research aim, objectives, and question. That's how it's supposed to be. There's no any other way. Otherwise, you may go astray if your collection of data isn't related to your research aim. You may waste resources and time. So plan properly what data you need to collect, what data has to answer your question. Also plan methods and procedures that will be used to collect, store, and process information. Those are the key things. Planning is very important in everyone's life. It also applies when you are collecting data, when you are answering your research question. Plan how you are going to gather that information and how you are going to store it and how you are going to process it. That's very key. You just don't start collecting data unknowingly, maybe unlinked to your research questions, objectives, or even your research aim. Otherwise, you won't answer your questions and you end up wasting your resources. So we move on. There are two types of data collecting methods. There is primary data method collection, and there's also secondary. So, primary data collection involves the collection of original data directly from the source. You're getting the information straight from the source or through direct interaction with the respondents. There are several tools, of course, used to collect primary data. We have questionnaire. I guess there's also a video on research questionnaire, formulating your research questionnaire. You can go back to my YouTube. You can watch that video. It will at least hint you on the process of research questionnaire. They also, I think, in the next session, please subscribe to my YouTube video. In the next session, I'll do the what involves to do an interview and the purpose of an interview in a research question. So those are first two, not in, of course not in order of importance. The one of the questionnaire, there is the interviews, there is observation as well as a tool of collecting primary data. You can go and if, for example, you are doing a market research, you can maybe stand by the store looking at how the people are reacting to the product, how they, or even maybe you can count people by just observing how many people are walking in to buy a particular product. There is also experiment. This is usually common for those doing natural sciences. You can experiment by, of course, if experiment involves manipulating variables, your research variables. Maybe you increase this one, see what happens to the other one, reduce the other variable, see what happens to the other variable. So there is also that manipulation, which we mainly used by people doing natural sciences, where they manipulate the variables, and it's called, of course, experimenting. There is also focus groups where you can gather information. You can get a group of people who are very familiar with your or professionals in that subject you are researching, then gather information as they discuss that particular research question. So those are the types of ways. Then you may come up with another way of collecting your primary data. Don't be limited to what is listed here. So those are just examples of how you can collect primary data. So there is also secondary data collection, which involves using data, existing data, of course, collected by others for the purpose, of course, might be similar purpose, but for the purpose of having a different, maybe different from the original purpose why that data was collected. It may be similar, but usually it's supposed to be different from the original purpose when it was collected by the original collector, when it was primary then. So there are several tools used to collect secondary data. You can get it from published resources, example, maybe newspapers. Now this time we have got so much information, online information. We've got so much information on the internet. That's also, it's highlighted there on online database. There is also, you can collect information from government institutions. An example, there are most institutions now, even here in Zambia, they are online. For example, the Zambia Revenue Authority, you can collect information on taxes. You can collect information from ZAMSTAT, the Central Statistical Office, formerly actually Central Statistical Office. You can collect information on statistics in Zambia, those which are, of course, economic related, such as the gross domestic product, and so on and so forth. So those are the types of data you need to have when doing your research, primary and secondary data. So thank you for watching this session. It was a short session, but I'll give a breakdown of especially on the issue of interviews. I've already done the questionnaire, so you can still find it when you subscribe to to my YouTube channel. It's there. So thank you for watching. Enjoy your Sunday.